Now, and like she was talking about, the Explorer program is actually a division of the Boy Scouts of America. So everything is very closely related. We do ours just a little different in that yours is on every other Saturday?
Just about.
Okay, ours is pretty much every other Thursday evening. And we do it for 2 hours on Thursday evenings. Now, we would do a lot of philanthropy work. 2 weeks ago, we had the Scouting for Food. We went out to Lake Spivey subdivision on one Saturday, passed out the flyers with the little bags where they could fill it up with canned food. We went back the next Saturday to collect that all the items that we could. We have the cross training that we did September, I think it was, with the fire department here. I guess they'll go up there and see all that, right? Okay, so we won't give away any surprises. Next weekend, the Explorers are going. Y'all are going to Blairsville again, aren't you? Okay,
we'll be there.
We're actually going to Blairsville. Blairsville is a weekend trip that they do every spring, and they go up to the Boy Scout resort. Do you call it a resort? Okay. They would, because they got to stay in this building that had, yeah, you know where I'm going, don't you? The females got to stay in the building where it had the heat and running water, and the males stayed at a cabin by the lake.
Typical.
Beautiful scenery, no heat, no water. You had to go through the woods to get to the bathrooms.
Guys, we understand, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't expect that special treatment if you actually come onto the fire department. You're treated exactly the same.
Yeah, so they got the resort, we got the cabin. Very nice cabin. I froze the entire weekend, so somebody else is going this year. But for example, that weekend cost each Explorer $35, and that's going up there, your food, all the activities. They got to shoot skeet with the shotguns. They got, I think this year's a rifle course instead of shotgun. Archery, I mean, all kinds of stuff, and you do scenarios and everything about what you've learned. And when it comes to the cross-training type activities, like with Blairsville, you'll be broken up into groups, so when you're doing scenarios, you might be a fire explorer, but you're answering a burglary or a domestic as if you were a police officer. Now, you may be a police explorer and be answering a fire call as if you were with the fire department. So when it comes to the cross training, it really gives a good indication to people as to what both sides of both ends of the spectrum are doing, like with the cross training that we had in September. So they're really cool programs. The Sheriff's Department has an Explorer program as well, but since they're not here, we're not going to promote theirs.
They were invited, they didn't show.
You gotta be here to get promoted. You gotta show up.
Yeah, I mean, really. But but it kind of depends on what your goals are, because really, and I'm sure they'll tell you the same thing about with the fire explorers, the law enforcement explorers that we have, we really want people who are interested. Doesn't mean you've got to turn out to do this, but that you're interested, at least at this point, in a career in law enforcement, okay? Because if you don't have that desire, then basically you're going to use it for social time. And just speaking for us, we don't like that, because we want people who are actually there to learn, because we're spending a lot of time teaching you building clearance, handcuffing techniques, criminal law, juvenile law, all these different things that go along with being a police officer. And so we want people who are serious about it and committed to it. And every now and then we have had to exit some people from the program because of problems at school, okay? So if you're not maintaining the behavior and the things that you need to do at school, we don't keep you in the program, because we're not going to reward people that, quite honestly, shouldn't be rewarded. So, but if you're looking for a career in law enforcement, it's a great thing to do. If you're looking for a career in fire, being over here is a great thing to do. And we have a lot of fun together. Yes?
I was like, can you be either a police officer or a firefighter and you have a criminal record?
Depending on, let's not get into any specifics, but it really depends on what the record is. Okay, we're not going to take you if you've got a felony.
Yeah, neither
Okay,
one.
some misdemeanors will keep you from you know, being a police officer, but it really kind of depends on what that is. So, you know, that would be something that would have to kind of be looked at. And the reason why I get nervous about those answers, you know, we go into schools and we're talking and it's like, any questions? Yeah, last night my daddy beat my mommy, you know, I mean, they start coming out with stuff and you're going,
So basically, what a lot of their teachers say and their parents are saying, and what you guys are saying, is that their conduct follows them even after high school. So if you do something and commit felonies even when you're young, this will follow you for the rest of your life.
Well, and I'll give you an example. When you come to apply at our department to be a police officer, one of the things that you have to do is bring them a high school transcript. And college if you have a college transcript. Now, you know, they're kind of interested in what kind of grades you get too, but they also want to know what kind of a person you were. I mean, if you were somebody that was always an ISS or no, you know, getting out of school suspension, they're probably looking at it thinking, you know what, if they couldn't listen to mom or dad, they couldn't listen to teacher, they're probably not going to listen to their sergeant. They're probably not going to listen to their lieutenant. Okay, so we may not want to exactly, you know, go with that person. We want to go over here with somebody else. So, you know, I try to explain to people what you do now is simply practice for what you're going to become. Okay, and depending on how you're practicing now depends on how you're going to play life later. Okay, you're either going to practice the right way, and then you'll play life later the right way, or you're not. And so, I mean, that's just something that's going to follow you.